How do I get me in the middle? Hey. All right.
Hello.
Yay. I'm Lauren Abrams from 52 Weeks of Hope, and I'm so excited to have Joe here live. Joe, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hey, Lauren. Thank you for having me. And hey,
Yeah.
everyone. My name is Joe Fier. I'm the host of the Hustle and Flow Chart podcast and do all sorts of other fun stuff. I've been doing this for what? I don't know. I think it's 13 years podcasting and 7 years for the show. It's part of HubSpot now, partner or podcast network. So it's kind of starting to pick up steam. And yeah, Lauren, we've been working together a little bit on the podcast front. I was just a guest on your show. My wife too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's a bunch of entrepreneur stuff happening in my life and household over here that are
Yeah.
making your
Yeah.
airwaves over there.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, hope the baby didn't come just yet, so you can come on here live. Then you can, yeah,
Close, very
yes,
close. Yeah.
yes, I know that. So you're very good at bringing people together, collaboration. We've got another episode coming out soon of somebody else that you just brought together. That my brain is just like snapping and on fire when I think of all the different ways I want to work with her. But
Yep.
how is it that other people listening, they're like, well, good for you. But how do other people, when they want to do collaboration, and I know your vibe creates your tribe and all that, and they're like, yeah, but I'm here by myself and I would love to work with other people.
For sure.
How do you get to do that? And you can listen to Joe's episode because he does talk about that a lot. He gives a lot of suggestions. But for somebody who's listening, if you're listening to the replay, yay! I'm so glad that you're doing that, and you can listen to this again and again if you want.
Yeah.
But go ahead and
Yeah,
let's,
and I'll give a little background and context to things as well for folks who haven't listened to the
yeah,
episode yet. Definitely
yeah.
go check it out. I forgot everything I said there, but I just and check out my wife's as well. I think it's the one right beforehand.
She's so
Heather.
good. Yeah, Heather
Yeah,
Fear.
yeah. It was a great episode. So, if we all have a vibe, luckily, and you might not feel like you have your vibe, and that's okay. I feel like there's, like earlier this year, I basically was refiguring out my own vibe and came out of a business that with a partner that we stopped doing for what it was almost a 10-year thing, a little off and on here and there, but essentially now I refigured out my vibe. And I think the big thing there is to put yourself out there. Start with the people who know, like, and trust you right around you already. Could be literally the people in your household. Speaking of my wife, actually, that's how she started one of her Facebook groups for her wedding planning community. Now it's up to, I think, 45 or 50,000 people. It started with her sisters in the group. So literally, it could start within your household too. So don't let that hold you back. If you don't have a tribe yet, and
Yeah, I have a
Lauren,
friend that
yeah,
she'll text all her family members,
seriously,
"Hey, this person needs support." Be
I've done
like,
it.
Lee, get
Yeah,
on this. I need this right now, and she just starts texting her family all over. She comes from one of those really big Catholic families, and she
yeah.
just gets on that family text chain all over the country and like,
20 people, they're
yeah,
all right, we're
yeah,
on it.
yeah.
Well, think about it. We all have a tribe, like, so this is where I start with everything. If it's podcasting, with partnerships, affiliate marketing, yeah, from looking for, like, who are the people that I want to work with as clients or partnerships. It's always starting with giving value to at least your tribe so they know, like, and trust you, and they're going to want to show up like they would like family, a big Catholic family, or your brothers and sisters, your mom and dad, whoever. Like, there's no shame, but get that ball moving, because I think it helps us internally to start to express more of what we have in us, more our vibe. And because I feel like that's the hardest part is sharing what we all have, some expression of ourselves, and doing that genuinely, not trying to hold back and expecting what others like might be thinking about or how they're resonating. It's good to know who's listening and who to target, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like, be you as much as you can without any apologies, and literally the right people will start to come your way, assuming that you keep showing up and people are referring you and stuff like that.
It's so true. A couple days ago, I was like, what do I really want? Like, what do I want? Because when I was listening to this girl's podcast and what she's doing and how she's creating community and what fun and just daring people like go start dating, go write a book, do a podcast, like anything, like, and I was like, this is amazing. Let's all learn to meditate. Like, let's do this. And because and or whatever, start. And anyway, my brain was just like on fire. And I thought, well, I can't do everything. It's the shiny object syndrome. It's whatever you want to call it, because it all sounds so great.
Yeah.
And so I had to like write it down, just sit, and it took less than 10 minutes. I was thinking, oh, it's okay, I have an hour. It didn't take an hour. And I just started
Yeah.
writing, what do I really want like this next year to look like? What do I want the podcast to, where do I want this to go? What do I want? Like, what do
Right.
I want? How do I want to serve and best help people?
I
Because
think
that's
that's
where I
a
come from.
Yeah, and that's where all of us should too, and I feel like it's like viscerally inside of us, that's what fires us all up because
Yeah.
now we're useful to people and useful to ourselves, like we're satisfying whatever need or thing inside of us to express, and it could be anything, like I love what you're doing here in the podcast 52 weeks of hope, where it's all about it's finding the pause with the type
The
A,
pause.
the
Yes.
pause, the
Yes.
to don't list. I love
Yeah.
that. It's a constant
Yeah.
reminder because I'm like, what are the things I got to do? I'm like,
It's
no,
because I
what
love
should
doing all this, but I also need to stop working at night. It's really hard for me not to work at night because I
I?
have a marriage. He's
Yeah.
like, hello, remember me?
Yeah.
But
You're like,
I
oh yeah,
love
you.
doing all this, and so I need to learn how to not work at night and work less
Mm.
days, and so to really, like, in theory, I work out, meditate, do all my journaling, and do all that first thing in the morning, and work, and then because now that I do everything from home, all my work from home, it's hard to like
Oh yeah.
stop and then take those few days and all of that. So to be
Yeah.
regimented myself and not just talk about it.
And I'll give a quick tip in a way that I empty my brain when I need to, because I share the exact same struggles, even though I feel like I try not to guilt myself or put a label on it too much, because I know there's brilliance in these things, like our brain, our connections, the inspiration you get from people you chat with, Lauren, and here, because I know I feel it. It's like every episode when I'm done, I'm buzzing, I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
I gotta, and I'm like, hold on.
yeah.
So it's there's a book by David Allen, Getting Things Done, GTD, famous
Uh-huh.
book, and interviewed him on the podcast years ago. And I would say, if you're thinking 80/20 in terms of like figuring out yourself and getting things done, is to empty your brain and literally brain dump, get it out of here and onto a piece of paper, or like what I've been using is Chat GPT, the app.
Yeah.
And as a Plus user, you have the audio version. So literally I'll get the app and just start brain dumping into it, and then have it organize my thoughts and come up with action steps, or who I should ask help from, things like that. So use
And
tools.
it actually does a better job with the audio than your notes or anything else. Notes
Yep.
is a mess, but ChatGPT does a much better job
Yep.
of transcribing your audio. So, yeah, that is a very good idea there. And
Mm.
you're really good at taking time for your family and not working too much. So, what are your suggestions for anyone listening? And all of that, a lot of this you really expound on the episode. So, I will also say
Yeah.
there's links for that. Um,
We'll tease it there.
on
Yeah,
this,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
go there for the episode, because yeah, we
yeah,
deep dived, and like I said, I might repeat some things, but
that's okay.
I'll be honest, like working out of my house helps. I used to not do that, and there would be a separation. I thought, oh, I need an office space, or I need to work with my business partner right there. And honestly, don't think it was a benefit. It is in certain times, but it created this disconnect in me internally, where I'm very family focused, and I have another daughter coming any week now, and
Yeah,
a 4-year-old daughter as well. So, dad, I'm a girl dad. That's what the official label is.
yeah.
So, but the point is, I integrate what I'm doing with home life, and it's messy. I ain't gonna lie, but at the same time, there's certain boundaries and times that I know things got to get done for work or check-ins, and that's like for my own brain to not freak out and be like, there's all these open loops. I want to go, respond to these emails, or Lauren sent over something, or my Slack over here, Asana. And it's like, it's all very real. But having help, so I have an ops manager, Katie, who actually works with my wife as well. So she's like the integrator for both of us in a lot of ways. Um, really leaning on help for other people has scaled my time tremendously, and I'm continuing to do that, but to hire another VA actually just to support her and go
Yeah.
further. So that's helped a ton. I mean, you got to ask for help, and then
Yeah,
time blocking.
delegating, delegate, delegate, delegate,
Me
anything
too.
you can.
It,
Absolutely.
and you can afford it. Like, that's the thing, is there's a lot of great people out there, US based, very capable corporate people living, what, Katie's in Utah. I think this other gal's in Ohio. 20, $25 an hour. It's not going to, like, if you start thinking about what's your what's your value per hour, and also like your energy, like,
Oh, yeah.
figure out how that's an investment for you to expand your happiness, your pause time, and prioritize you. That's how I
Absolutely.
look at it.
Oh, absolutely. And plus, you get someone good, they work fast. They're
Oh
not
God,
like, yeah,
yeah,
they're fast, they're good. You had somebody to talk things out with when I mean, it's so worth it.
it
Delegate
is.
everything you can. I mean, you only have one life and you want quality. You want that
Mhm.
time to laugh and just to do what lights you up. And so
Ain't that the truth?
delegate.
And you
Um,
know what? Like, I feel like the energy part is like, and this is where I've been focusing a lot, Lauren, is there was someone, Dan Martell was on my podcast, and he has a great book called Buy Back Your Time. Highly recommend it.
Great
The episode's
title.
not out yet. I know. And speaks to exactly what the book is. So,
But
and literally it's great. It's a user manual. Like, there's no fluff, it just gets right into it. And but the big thing is there's time and energy. And I think he calls it dark energy. He's like, we're putting a lot of dark energy. Ironically, I'm like dressed in black on black background.
yeah,
So
yeah,
probably should have
yeah,
probably pre-planned that.
yeah.
Um, but point is, he's like, account for both of those things. And you want to have a clear mind, be present, but put things towards tasks that make you feel good, or that you project good energy, light energy.
Mhm, the
Because
things that fill you with joy.
yeah, because people are gonna feel it. They're gonna know your clients, your team. They're gonna be like, "Oh, Joe's pissed off, or Joe hates doing, or he doesn't
Oh,
like to
yeah,
talk about this." It's like, well, get someone else to do it, or automate it, systemize it, kill it, whatever.
yeah.
But
I have a
happy
feeling the new AI, can change your background color.
Probably can. Maybe this
It
light, if I
can.
figure it out too, a different color.
Yeah, no, it can. There's all the new features. Anyway,
True. It's
yeah,
true.
it definitely can. Okay, so this is like I ask this a lot, and I know I'm sure I did on the episode. I did re-listen to it. I just don't remember at the moment. Somebody who isn't aligned with what they really want to be doing, and they're afraid to take that action, and maybe they aren't even clear. Um, what would you say to them?
Mm. I think that comes through, for one, clearing your mind. Like we talked about, brain dumping. Put it on paper. Get it out of here, out of your head,
Mhm.
because that's where I think a lot of ideas will spin around. And I was watching someone talk about this and leveraging actually chat gpt, and he realized, oh, I realized most of my ideas are really bad. And it wasn't until AI, you start to ask it, okay, is this a good idea if I did this? And you can almost like use it as a counselor in a way. Is So I would start by brain dumping what you have in your mind, and then get clarity of what it is, that North Star, or that thing, that vision that you want to go to, that lights you up,
Mhm.
but you might not find the path or know the way there. Because let's be honest, it's going to be a zigzag
Yeah, you're gonna have to pivot.
all
It's not a
over.
straight line. Yeah.
No. And be okay with that. No, it's a long game. It's not a quick win really with anything. Um, so strap in, put your big boy or big girl pants on, and like, get ready for a ride, because you get to create that as long as you know roughly where you want to go, or the life that you want to live at home with your family, yourself. And I mean, I feel like it's genuinely quieting your brain down enough to like see it, and then, oh, okay. And then you start to share it with people you trust. Maybe it's your
Yeah.
family members.
Definitely the people you trust, not
Yes.
naysayers, not people who are like, "Why you wanna do that? That's
Hell
a
no.
stupid idea." Stay away from anyone like that. You want the people that are like, "That's amazing. You'd be
Yes.
so good at that. I could see it perfectly for you."
And
Yeah.
still get critiques, but from people
Yeah.
you
Oh,
trust,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
of
You don't
course.
want just rah-rah people, but you're right. Like, if you're feeling it, then share it with people to get genuine feedback. And then, yeah, like you don't want energy vampires at this stage. You don't want people that are going to feel jealous or like, oh, Lauren's changing. This isn't what I thought
Yeah.
she was 5 years
Mhm.
ago. Like, no,
I
like,
remember somebody who said that to me when I was doing certain things. It's like that
yeah,
exact thing. Not directly to me. Somebody said, "Oh, such and such said so you're
yep.
changing," and they're like, "Yeah, it's great. Look at her. She's taking all these courses. She's doing this." Like,
She's
yeah,
improving herself.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
People don't like change, and especially, like, I know partners, because a lot of people
Mhm.
I don't think I didn't have this as much because Heather's always been progressing and wanting to grow as well, but, like, I know other friends of mine, entrepreneurs, they don't communicate so well with their partners for whatever reason, and I don't think that's a great thing. I'm a big fan of co-creation and support and looping people into the mix, like, I don't
Yeah,
wanna
you're
hold
really
things
good.
back.
Yeah, you're very good at that. So then
Which yeah.
so you have something you wanna do and, you don't have to invent the wheel, that's for sure, these
No.
days. So do you find somebody I mean, a lot of people you are unreachable. So do you find a
Yeah.
middle person? What do you do?
You can, I would, again, start with the people that you already have contacts with and maybe ask them to, yeah, sure, Zoom meeting or whatever, but, like, coffee date, something that feels like you're going to get their attention, and I think that's the big thing is, like, have a genuine conversation, someone you're open with, and someone, I mean, ideally, it's in the space, maybe eventually they know people. You can definitely I'm a big fan of referrals and figuring out where are the people at that I really want to connect? Like, who are they? Define them who they are, and then start to figure out who's connected to them. What groups are they associated with? What podcasts are they listening to? What shows? I mean, you can start to put the pieces together, and we're only what 2-ish, I would say 2 to 3 degrees away from
Yeah, you can go on
most people.
LinkedIn. Yeah, you could go on LinkedIn and
Yeah,
find, like, those kind and start commenting on posts and
totally,
do things like that. That's a kind of an easier way to try to
probably.
get connected. Yeah.
And
Or
do it every day, like, be persistent, don't just do it a little and then give it up and then, like, hope it's gonna work, like, but
yeah.
you gotta show up, and you do it well on Instagram. I'm horrible on there, but I'm
Yeah,
learning
I
from
don't
you,
know.
actually.
I did it I was on LinkedIn for a while, and I had Mel Robbins responding to me, and then she kept
Cool.
responding to me, and I was like, "I think this is not her." After a while, I was like, I think this is now the middle of the night." Yeah, I don't think this
Maybe,
is yeah. But
but
except for that, I did have very good results, but you have to be consistent doing
yeah,
it. So,
yeah. So,
um
yeah, big thing is get clarity with what you want and start to put it out there and start to share that with the right people, and I would say now with, social media, but also podcasting or whatever, you don't need your own
yeah.
show. I'm a big
No,
proponent
yeah.
of leveraging other people's
Yeah, you are.
platforms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely look up Joe and go on his, website, and he's got some events coming up that are amazing, and he is a connector.
Yep.
He knows people, and, he's somebody who collaborates, and he does have a lot of things coming up, so
Thank
definitely
you.
go to his website. I have all of his links are, in the show notes and underneath here. So,
Cool. Yeah.
yeah, this was so great. Is there anything else you wanna
Yeah.
mention
Not
before we go?
really. No, I recommend, please listen to the episode
Yeah, the
and dive
episode's
deeper.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
will
you give a
re-listen to it.
lot yeah, you definitely give a lot of tools and tips and
Mhm.
really good ways to, definitely get rid of, your limiting beliefs from your past and look for your North Star and to move forward to have your best life,
Yeah.
and you talk about to live in a place of harmony. Which I
Yeah, not balance,
really
but the
yeah,
harmony. Yeah,
the
yeah.
harmony, which I just loved, so, thank you
Thank you.
so
Yeah.
much, it was really great going live with you today, and I
Yeah.
appreciate everybody who's listening to the recording. Don't forget to follow, Joe and, 52 Weeks of Hope and me.
See
Thanks.
you guys.
Bye.